people will come in and look at all of those airplanes out there, and even this one when it's finished, and will not realize that it came from a scrapyard. So we're pretty proud of what we do. I'm kind of a believer if the job's worth doing, it's worth doing right. I'm Jim Benham. I'm one of the restoration volunteers at the National Air Force Museum of Canada, and I've been here for 27 years. It's history. It's, for instance, this is me personally talking. On the Halifax bomber, I came here with nothing, and it's most certain that I will leave this world with nothing. But if you look at the back of that Halifax bomber, you'll see a list of names. My name is on there, and that'll be my legacy that I will have left for Canadians in particular, but for that matter, for the whole world to come in and see for as long as time exists.
We all have a passion to remember the history, to pass on the history. It's great when we see young people come through the museum and they want to learn about the aircraft. I'm Robin Rosemay. I was born and raised in Sudbury, Ontario, and I joined the military when I was 20. I joined as a vehicle tech to begin with, and then remustered to aero engines. I like to use my hands, I like to build things, I like to take things apart. So it's the physical work more than the brainy work. I mean, the brain work comes into it too, because sometimes you're looking at a schematic of something and you have to build it. I was raised around tools. My father had me changing tires and changing oil with them just throughout my military time, and then being here and then just doing home renovations, just being able to know how to use tools and to know what tools to use for a job.
I do a lot of woodworking stuff. So if they have some little project, I did some work on the other side in the main museum to fix up some broken pieces. You know, I like doing this, but I still don't have quite the confidence to take a lead in any of the metal work. Well, my name is Louise Maziarski. I'm a retired military person. I've been in the military for 39 plus years. And I'm obviously not from this area. I'm from Quebec. And this was my last posting, and we retired here, we settled here. A good friend of mine who was working here, and when I retired from the military, he sort of convinced me to come and work here.
It's interesting work. So, and there's the people you work with. So, you know, you meet new people, you meet new challenges. You find that later on, I guess, you can become a couch potato, or you can get out and do something. My name is Rick. I'm a volunteer here at the Air Force Museum. I've spent most of my career working on aircraft. I'm ex-Air Force. I was a flight engineer and aircraft technician before that. These are not going to fly again, but still you want an authentic look, you know, and you want things to be rock. So the challenge is to try and get it back together and so that it looks decent. If it has to, it works the way it's supposed to, which is a challenge. Besides, it keeps me out of trouble.
I've learned how to be a metal worker for sure. Of course, when you have to make frames by hand, you have to make a wooden former first, and then you bend the metal all around. When you have to make a frame, unfortunately I don't have any here to show you, but when you have to make those, you have to make a form to bend. Metal comes in a flat. It doesn't come like this. So you have to make it that way. And sometimes the glass swat with a special hammer and it breaks. So you do it again. It's a lot of work. It took 15 years to do the Halifax from start to finish. Of course, that airplane was shot down. It was in 750 feet of water for 50 years. The tail was broke off. It was in 500 feet of water. And of course, you just don't get bits and pieces off a shelf.